Hello, 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 ladies. I'm not sure if anybody... There's one of you on. Welcome. Say hi. Say hi. Hey, if you're on here and you're watching, hello, hello, hello. Okay. We'll see who else jumps on, and then I'll go ahead and get started. Morning, Sue. How are you today? All right, let's go ahead and get started. I'm not sure who's going to jump in, just because sometimes after you haven't been on real consistently, it takes a little bit for Facebook to notify people. Plus, also maybe people are just don't remember that I'm on Thursdays usually. Okay, you're doing much better. That's good. That's good. Okay, just a few housekeeping items. I don't think there's anything. I don't really think there's anything much as far as Stampin' Up. Product of the month is still available. That cute little set I showed you on Tuesday. Classes here in the studio are the last Monday of the month on the 30th at 10 and 6. That will be my Just Cards and my Stamp-A-Stack. And of course, you can always get those to go. There's always a to-go option. Just place your order and you qualify for the to-go option. Okay, so today I decided to use an online exclusive that came out in March. To share with you some really cute cards. In fact, I'm really liking this whole suite. So this is the Homemade with Sweetness suite, and so it isn't like a double bundle set. If you want, this is the one set. It's just a bunch of greetings, and then some a bee and a ladybug, and then some flowers and whatever. So, and then it has dies with it. These dies make sort of like the recipe file cards. It's kind of cool. And then, of course, all your berries and your fruits. So that's that one. And then this one is the jars. This is the big jar. But what I love about this die set is there's just so many different label dies in here. So that's what I like. So we have this one here. Let me put this one here. And we have a bow, and this one is actually for a spoon. And this one's a label one, and that's a label one. And then we have these two. So there's all these new little label dies that are really, really cute. So that's kind of what drew me to this bundle. Plus, I always liked fruit. Like before we got rid of the wallpaper in our kitchen, I had fruit in my kitchen. So I always liked fruit. And before that, my very first kitchen, I had strawberries. So that's the double set in the bundle, in the suite. It's a two set suite. And then we have the paper. The DSP is cute. We have all the fruit here, and then we have that side. And this looks like just a notebook paper. So this would be kind of cool for scrapbooking, right? And then we have all our jams and honey jars. And then we have the checkerboard. Strawberry slush. This is strawberry slush. And then the floral part. Your gingham. And I think this is supposed to be Misty Moonlight. At least that's the color in the back of the packaging. And we have our ladybugs and daisies. We have our jam jars and honey jars, which I'm liking. And then just another one like sponge and spoons and some hearts. So I thought it was a cute, different set, not floral. Another thing that I used with the projects this morning is this new folder. This is called the Lazy Daisy. This is not actually with it. There are daisies in the paper, so you could actually use this a lot with your projects or anything floral, Lazy Daisy. But there is a ladybug, or I think it's a lazy ladybug folder. That one is back ordered until the end of April. But there is a ladybug folder, which I thought was really cool. Okay, I have two projects. Oh, and also we have this ribbon. So this checkerboard, Misty Moonlight checkerboard, not checkerboard, for goodness sake. Checks, it's checks. And then we have these embellishments. So we have some strawberry slush dots, some Misty Moonlight, and then these strawberries. And they're felt. They're rubber. They're like the fun foam. It's called Homemade with Sweetness Suite. It's a Homemade with Sweetness suite. Okay, so here is our first project. Just a simple card. Okay, so the base of this one is Misty Moonlight, 5.5 by 8.5. The next layer is just basic white, and I ran it through that daisy folder, the new daisy folder. Then we have a piece of the DSP with all the fruits. Oh, and I make sure I put my, well, I guess I did okay. I was looking at this one thinking that I put it upside down because the strawberry is upside down. But here there's a strawberry, upside down strawberry too. So I guess I was okay. Okay, we're gonna add that piece. I'm just gonna offset that a little bit. I'm going to bring in the Misty Moonlight ink. Hi, Trudy. And this is one of the labels. They're like I showed you the dies for this one. It has a lot of label dies in it, which I thought was cool. I'll show it again for those who weren't on first. So we have this label die and this one and this one. There's like 5 different label dies in here, and it's really I like them. Like I love any, and most of them are stitched and scalloped, and that's what I like. Okay, we are going to put stamp the thank you with Misty Moonlight. Misty Moonlight. Put that there. And then I'm just going to pop it up on this one. This is crushed curry. I cut this label out with crushed curry. And we're just gonna layer it kind of, well, I smeared it just a tad bit. I can change that out later. I'll just change it out. And we're just gonna, and then I'm gonna do a little bow with the ribbon. The ribbon's sort of thick. It's woven, sort of, to give you that checkerboard pattern. Okay, I don't have any glue dots there, so let's grab some glue dots. And I'm just going to add that there. I'm not going to press down too firm because I'm going to switch it out. I got a little bit of ink on the tag, and let's add some of these fun embellishments. These are out of foam. They're foam, so we have a strawberry there. And let's just add another one right here, just a dot. And there we go. So there's our first project. I actually love it. Yeah, I could just put a gem over it. You're right. Will that cover that? Let's just put a blue gem there. There we go, Joyce. Problem solved. Look. So there we go. All right. Okay, here is the second card for today. There we go. So once again, the base is Misty Moonlight. We're gonna fold that in half. I'm gonna put it in here in the camera so you can see that. The next piece is the gingham. Yes, very easy fix. Thanks. I might have taught you that, and I forgot. I am loving this bundle. In fact, I think these are going to be 2 of the 4 cards for just cards this month. Just because I'm ready for something. I mean, we haven't. I guess we did florals for the one, but then last month's was the Nature's Walk, so that was more masculine. But some of those stamps that were unorderable are back in, like the Cute Critters. I'm going to order those today. The Cute Critters, and for those of you that were waiting on this one, the Scalloped Wishes. That one's available too now. So they're all back. They came back a little early. At first they said they wouldn't be available till Monday the 23rd. Now they're in. Okay, so then I am going to wrap that ribbon there. Although I do like these, so I don't know. Maybe we'll do these. Who knows? At first I didn't have many ideas. Now I have a ton of ideas. But these are really cute too. So we can do that some month too. But then we have the new catalog coming out in May. And new online exclusives. There's just too much new stuff. Okay. And because some of the stuff from March went unorderable before it even went public, it's been a little... Wrap it around that other piece of DSP. Okay, I have another one of those labels. I am loving the labels in this set. So if I was on a budget and still wanted some of this, I would get the DSP, I would get the gems for sure, and I would grab this set. If you didn't want the whole set, I would grab the labels for sure. Yep, super cute. Super, super, super cute. Okay, we're gonna use Strawberry Slush. That's a color I don't use a lot of, and it's still gonna be around. It's not one of the ones that are on the last chance list. And if you've seen anybody post, you've seen some of the new colors. What do we have? Peaceful Pine, Golden Glow, Hydrangea Hue, Crisp Cantaloupe is coming back. And there's a Barely Blush. And I knew we had a blush one before, but I can't remember what we called that one, if it was Barely Blush or not. I don't think it's one that I used a ton of, so I don't remember. But I knew we had a blush one before. Crisp Cantaloupe is returning. It's a returning color. Okay, I'm not sure about the berry one, if it was a returning or if it was Blush Blossom. I think it was Blush Blossom, so I don't think Barely Blush was it. Okay, guys, I stamped the strawberries. I stamped them with Memento, used the blends, and I used Real Red, and after I used Real Red to color my strawberries, I thought I should have colored them with Strawberry Slush, right? That would have given them just a little bit more of a pink hue. And then we have some blueberries. Who doesn't love berries? Who doesn't love berries? I can't keep berries here. My grandkids just devour them. The baby ones. My older ones, yeah, they'll eat strawberries. They're not real big blueberry people, but the babies love them. Okay, so we're going to, and speaking of babies, those babies will be 3. Arlo will be 3 in April, and then Ellie will be 3 in May. Because there's our berries. What do you think? You're getting hungry. Yeah, I know. I'm actually going to take a little bit of this and tuck it up underneath. And I'm going to do a knot. How are you, Gretchen? Okay, and then I'm going to add some of these cute gems. I am loving these. Loving, loving, loving these. I actually am surprised that they're still available. They are. As of last night when I checked, they were still available. The paper is not. The paper's back ordered, I think, till Monday. But the gems are available. I'm going to grab that glue dot. And they're foam. I know I've said that several times. They are a foam. They're like the fun foam. There we go. All right, here is 2 cards using that Homemade with Sweetness. You recover from the retreat. You know what? I had a really hard time too. This is ridiculous. And also because we did retreat over daylight savings time. So daylight savings kicked my butt this time, and I'm thinking it was because we were at retreat too. So we didn't sleep. We lost some sleep during retreat, and then we had daylight to recover from. I'm fine too. It seemed like last week, like every afternoon, I thought I needed to take a nap. I did not, but I felt like I could. Anyway, because if I take a nap in the afternoon, then I don't sleep at night, right? So, ridiculous. That menopausal stuff is really for the birds. But anyway, guys, here is 2 with these cute little strawberries that love it, love it, love it. And class, I'm thinking I'm going to use these for either stack or just cards this month. 2 of them. So, okay. All right. Thank you. And I will be back on Tuesday, I think. Yeah, I don't think there's anything going on this Tuesday. Yep, I will be back on Tuesday with some more projects. Have a great weekend. Hopefully the sun will start shining. I think it's supposed to be a little warmer here today, but I have a lunch date at 11:30. So I'm going to soon leave here. But yeah, have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Tuesday. Okay.